What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing Museum with the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I'm going to shut that down for a moment and just talk about Floyd Mayweather. I understand he's making a comeback. So I'm just going to go over a couple of his fights. Pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. But this is Floyd Mayweather versus Jose Luis Castillo. This fight took place April 20th, 2002, and then he had a rematch December 7th, 2002. It was a controversial fight. There were people who thought that Floyd Mayweather lost and Jose Luis Castillo won the fight. As you can see here, Mayweather picking off Luis Castillo's jab with his right hand. He shoves it over towards the right so he can, what they call counter and shoot, catch and shoot, which means that he stops the jab from coming right before it enters his face. That's at Luis Castillo's most vulnerable moment because he's off balance, because he made a full commitment with the jab. So he has nothing else to do. He can't even hook off the jab because he's leaning too far forward. So the only thing he can do now is fall towards Mayweather and shoot a straight right hand. But once that jab is picked off, he's now completely off balance. His left foot is completely on the opposite side of Mayweather's left foot, so he can't throw the right hand. So Mayweather will, at this point, do now is after he caught the jab and shoved it a little bit, he's going to counter with the same right hand. That's called catch and shoot. As you see here, this is their second fight. These pictures are mixed up. He jabs Castillo with the left jab. Does it again in the first fight. Looks like there might have been a little bit of accidental thumbing in the eye. But this is their first fight. Castillo and Mayweather. Here you see Mayweather trying to jab to the body. This was an old Sugar Ray Robinson move. Gets his man to cover up and then counter off of his own counter. Here you have Castillo shooting a straight right hand down the pipe. And he breaks up the momentum of Mayweather. Mayweather is in no position to do anything else except for loop with the left hand and hope he catches him while Castillo is in a looping and vulnerable position and just try to swipe him with the left hand. Other than that, there's no other defense against that. Here you have Mayweather shooting a right hand lead. I know it's a right hand lead because of the position of Mayweather's elbow, his left elbow. And like I said, it was a very controversial fight. It earned Castillo a rematch and another payday. This was after the Castillo fight. After the Corrales fight. After Castillo and Corrales, which was a dynamite fight. He fought twice, and he knocked out Corrales the second time as Castillo. Mayweather wins that fight. A good fight between the two fellas there. Here you have Mayweather, Filthy Rich Records, against Diego Corrales. Here you have Corrales on the deck. He was dropped 7 times in that fight by Mayweather, all with right hand leagues. Corrales never saw the punches coming, to a point where his stepfather stepped in and said, "That's it." Stepfather was then fired after that fight. But Corrales had no chance in that fight. Another victory for pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. Here you can see Corrales with a pulverizing left hook. I know it was a left hook because of the position that Mayweather's body is in at this moment. He will then attempt a right hand after. He is in punching range to do so. Again, you have Mayweather with a right-hand lead. 90% of those punches with Diego Corrales was a right-hand lead because of the position that Diego Corrales was in after either he threw a punch or after his reaction from a punch. He was always vulnerable to a right-hand lead. And Mayweather comes out with the victory. It was Diego Corrales' first loss of his career. It was a good fight, good victory for Floyd Mayweather. Now, June 25th, 2005, Pretty Boy Mayweather decides to fight Aturo Gotti. Gotti had his wars with Micky Ward, which put him in contention for a title opportunity. And this was at Atlantic City. I was at that fight. There was no contest in that fight at all. And Aturo Gotti was tailor-made for Floyd Mayweather. Totally different styles. And Gotti has no defense for the style of Mayweather. Now, Gotti had fought Tracy Patterson twice early in his career, but they're two different fighters. And this is where mistakes are made when you're trying to compare what you think you're capable of doing with another fighter. And you got to take in consideration when that fight was made. It's a press conference. Kathy Duver and Gotti there. Like I said, I was at that fight, and Gotti didn't have a chance from the opening bell. It was just entertaining. There was a lot of hopeful people there because Atlantic City was Gotti's support group because he was from New Jersey, and he was a fan favorite. Everybody liked Gotti. As you can see here, the tail of a tape. Floyd Mayweather, at this point, he was living in Las Vegas. He stood 5'8", he weighed 140 pounds. He was 27 years old at the time. He had a record of 32-0 with 21 knockouts. He had a WBC super featherweight from 1998 to 2002. Then he had the world lightweight champion from 2002 and 2004. This was the lineal title. Most impressive fights was Angel Manfredi, knocked him out in 2 rounds in 1998. Diego Corrales, he knocked him out in 10 in 2001. Philip Undo, he knocked him out in 7 in 2003. And I don't think Undo has been knocked out before that. His rating was 5th as a junior welterweight. Leonard Ellerbe was his manager and trainer Roger Mayweather. I believe they still are. As long as he gets back in the ring, they still may be. Aturo Gotti, Jersey City, New Jersey. He stood 5'8". He weighed 140 pounds. He was 32 years of age. He had a professional record of 38 with 6 and 29 knockouts. 2 of those losses of the 6 came from Micky Ward. And one of them came from Oscar De La Hoya. His most impressive fights, 5th round knockout of Gabriel Ruelas. Excuse me, I don't know why I can't say that. That was at Madison Square Garden. I was at that fight, 1997. 10 round Micky Ward defeated him 2002. And Leo Duran, 2004, knocked him out in 2 rounds. His rating was 2nd junior welterweight. He was 2nd at junior welterweight. Manager Pat Lynch. His trainer was James Buddy McGirt. And like I said, it's just basically Mayweather hitting a heavy bag at this point. All due respect to Gotti. Gotti was a very good entertainer. Had a lot of heart, a tremendous amount of heart. He's in the Hall of Fame because of those wars with Micky Ward. Rest in peace to Aturo Gotti. But Mayweather was too much for Aturo Gotti. Here you see Mayweather just dropping a straight right hand. Nothing was set up. You can see nothing was set up. Just a straight right hand. Basically a right hand lead, really. And Gotti is on the defensive. Another punch with Mayweather. You can see that's a right hand lead. Look at the elbow, the left elbow of Mayweather. Phenomenal. Same position every fight. Every photo I show you. Right hands all night. All night, right hands. In each photo I show you, you're going to see the exact same thing. This is what Gotti was vulnerable to. You can see he's just measuring him with the jab. It's a psychological weapon to occupy him because he's about to shoot a right hand to the body. He's going to slap him with it, basically. Yeah, Gotti in the middle of the fight was literally black and blue. Face was bright red. And his body was black and blue. So that's Aturo Gotti and Floyd Mayweather. Buddy McGirt decided to stop the fight. Yeah, Micky Ward was in his corner. They thought it would be a good promotional, thing. They fought 3 times. And here you have Mayweather abolishing the moment. Buddy McGirt comes to the aid of Aturo Gotti and tell him I have to stop the fight. Because McGirt couldn't see that anymore. Here you have Zab Judah and Mayweather. This was August 4th, 2006. The Hype was sworn enemies. They knew each other since the amateurs. Mayweather was in the 96 Olympic Games. And Zab Judah tried out for the Olympics as well. But he was a very good amateur fighter. I think he was ranked number 1 was Zab Judah. So this fight definitely had to happen. Should have happened earlier, but it is what is. How that fight came about, Zab Judah fought Corey Spinks and became the first unified welterweight in many years. Matter of fact, I think it's been 12 years or 13 years since Zab Judah unified the title that we have a unified welterweight champion. They had good promotion for this fight. We have here Mayweather versus Zab Judah. Anybody was curious to know how that fight was going to turn out? Here you have Floyd Mayweather. He was born February 24th, 1977, Grand Rapids, Michigan. He currently lived in Las Vegas at the time of that fight. He was a junior welterweight. Stood 5 foot 8 inches, had a 72-inch reach. Professional record at that time was 32-0 with 21 knockouts. He was managed by Lou Hender and Neil Manage. His trainer was Roger Mayweather. Titles he won was Lineal WBC Super Featherweight Championship, October 3rd, 1998, April 20th, 2002. He also had the World Lightweight title, April 20th, 2002 to May 22nd, 2004. Here you have Zab Judah, Zab Super Judah. He was born October 27, 1977, Brooklyn, New York. He was a welterweight, so he was 147 pounds. He stood 5'7", and he had the same reach, 72 inches. Professional record was 34-2 and 25 with 1 no contest. His manager was Yo Judah, that's his father. Trainer was Yo Judah, that's his father. Titles he won was the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship, February 12, 2000, November 3rd, 2001. World Welterweight Championship, which means he had all three belts, February 5th, 2005 to present. And this is what Floyd Mayweather was after. Again, there you have Zab Judah versus Floyd Mayweather. So Mayweather was Barbarian. This is in 1998. Mayweather and Aaron shared a spotlight after Mayweather stopped Gennaro Hernandez. So this is when he won the WBC Super Featherweight title from Gennaro Hernandez. Rest in peace to him. And here you have the low blow from Zab Judah to Mayweather. And the reason why Roger Mayweather came into the ring was because of this position here. Zab Judah hit Floyd Mayweather in the back of the head when he was reacting towards the low blow. So basically, Zab went straight on him, tried to take him to Brooklyn. Because that's what will happen in Brooklyn, no question about it. Salute to Brooklyn. When it gets hot and hairy, a fight breaks out. You can ask Mike Tyson that. So that was the fight between Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather. As you can see, Mayweather reacting towards a low blow. Roger Mayweather being handled by the authorities and then body slammed because of his entry into the ring. Surprised Mayweather didn't get disqualified, but they understood, and Roger Mayweather was suspended for a year and fined. So was Joel and Zab Judah. Amazing night. Here you have Pretty Boy, Floyd Mayweather. As he has a hat, he says he's TBE. And here he makes a comeback. He was off for 2 years. He wanted to get out of that Barbarian contract. And he comes back and faced the number 2 welterweight champion, Juan Manuel Marquez. Here you have Mayweather with his shoulder roll. His body's right there, but everybody goes for the head. And he gets nails with a left, and they both look in the same direction. Amazing. Juan Manuel, Marquez gets dropped. So this is the fight between Juan Manuel Marquez, who I have Juan Manuel Marquez. When his career is done, he will be in my museum at the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Absolutely no question about it. Outstanding Mexican fighter. So in the middle of the interview with Juan Manuel Marquez's fight, here you have Shane Mosley jumps in. As you can see here, Lenny Ellaby is in the background. He's being interviewed by Max Kellerman, and Bernard Hopkins is instigating. It seems like he's coaching Mosley to try to taunt Mayweather into a fight. And here you have it. January 5th, 2010. Mayweather versus Sugar Shane Mosley. Now, this fight should have took place 10 years before that. Well, 8 years before that, but it didn't. And you get Mayweather saying that Mosley ducked him, and Mosley saying that Mayweather ducked him, and whatever the excuses are. The fight should have happened years ago. This is the first time Mayweather has been hurt in a fight. I've seen him hurt a few fights before, but this was the most obvious. And he came back. Looks like Mosley was admiring his work and got nailed while he was complaining to the referee. So this is Mosley and Mayweather in their fight in 2010. And here you have Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. This is just a promotion. This fight took place May 2nd, 2015. And the tail of the tape on this one, Mayweather, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Las Vegas, 38 years old at this time. He's 47-0 with 26 knockouts, weighed 147 pounds, stood 5 foot 8 inches, 72-inch reach. Pacquiao, Philippines, 36 years of age, 57-5-2 with 38 KOs. Weighed 147 pounds, he stood 5 foot 6.5 inches. And he had a 67-inch reach. That fight took 5 years to take place. Another one of those fights that took place too late. It happened. They both made money. And that's the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight. Now, since that fight, Mayweather has been off. Then he came back and fought Conor McGregor. Only he knows why. And now I understand he's going to Japan to fight someone else. So that's Floyd Mayweather's career. And I will be back at my Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series as soon as I possibly can. Salute.